I look a hot mess. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just look terrible. But anyways, I gotta tell y'all my testimony. Okay, now this is for my current students. This is for my past students. This is for my future students. This is just for anyone that land on my video. I got a testimony. Okay, and I'm super excited. So listen. My mama said, you better, and as you drive down to that pharmacy, you better listen to your worship music and give the Lord a praise. Before I get into the video, good evening, everyone. My name is Paris Smith, and I was able to retire myself from the 9 to 5 at 24 years old through trading in the stock market. Now, the strategy is so cool, okay? It's not what you think. Not like day trade and stuff like that. I don't look at charts to trade. I don't read charts. I don't use indicators. I don't do any of that. I'm simply a fundamental trader. And the income that I make is consistent and reliable. And I trade every single week. But anyways, if you want to learn more about the strategy, the link to a free stock trading masterclass is in the description below. If you're like curious, you want to learn more, all that good stuff, it's in the description box below. To register, the date and time, all of that is there. But anyways, y'all listen. Okay, so as y'all can see, I look real fluffy. People didn't picked it up already, but it's okay. But by the time y'all see this video, which will be uploaded next week, not today, not this week, y'all probably already know your girl baking a little baby, okay, a little peanut. And so with that being said, y'all know that I have juvenile type 1 diabetes, right? You know, I was born with it. I have an insulin pump and all the things, right? Now, when you pregnant on top of it, it adds a whole lot. It is, you pretty much consider high risk. And so I had a little hiccup for like a little over a month. I had a little hiccup. I get this notification. I get this email notification. And it says that I was dropped from my health insurance. I said, what you mean I'm dropped from my health insurance? And so, when I say I was so puzzled, like, it didn't give me no reasoning, what is it called, explanation, nothing. It just said, as of this day, I will no longer have health insurance. And at that point, we was like 3 days after the date. So I was like, what is going on? I'm freaking out. Because first of all, I have so many doctor appointments. I have 4 different doctors that I go see every 4 weeks, okay? At that time, we were approaching halfway, okay? The halfway mark. Y'all know when you at the halfway mark, if you just, you know, you don't have no chronic disease, not high risk or anything, your appointments ramp up a little bit, okay? Well, I'm high risk. So that's what them people say, because I don't claim it. And my appointments, they starting to ramp up. So I have insulin. Everything has changed. Insulin needs have changed, is increased significantly. More insulin pumps, because I changed this thing every 2 days because it can't take that much insulin. And because I need to have enough insulin for myself and for a baby, I'm literally changing my pump every 2 days. This stuff is not cheap, okay? Out of pocket is not cheap. So anyway, I was very stressed out. I said, how in the world am I going to pay for like all of these appointments? Because it's so many. And so I'm on the internet. I'm searching for brokers to like help me get connected with health insurance, because I don't know what to do. We're not in like the season to apply for health insurance, right? So anyway, long story short, I was so close to getting coverage. I have coverage now. As of last week, I finally got coverage. And when I say I'm so grateful, we're going to get into it. But anyways, I finally, I had a prescription that I had to pick up. It was actually my insulin pump pods, right? And so I see that the order, it went through, but the pharmacy ended up canceling the whole order. And so I called the pharmacist and I said, hey, I have an order, to pick up and all of that stuff, but I see that it was canceled. He was like, yeah, your insurance is inactive. And I was like, oh, when I say, I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot, because normally I just go up there and just pick the joint up, right? They say, yeah, your insurance is inactive, so we canceled, your prescription. When I say I was so mad, y'all, I said, is there a way? See, I was in a little pickle, because it was either like I waited out just a little bit longer. I had 6 days. I only had 6 days worth of supplies left. And so it was either I wait it out and see what happens, but then I will potentially just run out, and then what am I going to do? Right? I can't do that. Or it was I was going to pay out of pocket and just pay for the boxes of insulin pumps and be good, right? Just for like a month or so. It's just a month of prescription for right now. It's like a monthly thing. And so, yeah, I'm just annoyed. I'm frustrated. And the first thing I did, I called my mama. I said, Mama, my prescription is due and I don't have health insurance and my appointment is coming up soon, and I'm just going through it right now, because why the heck did my insurance just drop me like that? It's crazy, right? Mama said, I need you to go pick up your prescription. Go pick it up. Do. You know how mamas are. So that's all right. So I hung up, called the pharmacist. Hello, sir. I said, I need to pick up my prescription as soon as possible. I'm pregnant. And I said, can you tell me how much it costs to pick it up? He was like, you can't pick up your prescription because it's over $1,000. I said, sir, well, can you tell me how much it is? He said, $1,160. I said, all right, cool. So I told him, all right, can you process the prescription? I'm on the way. I'm about to come pick it up. He was like, all right, yeah, sure. So he processed it. I'm on my way. I'm driving to pick it up. And the crazy thing is, like, he was such a rude pharmacist. It don't make no sense how many times I gotta ask that man, can I pick it up and pay out of pocket? It don't matter. He didn't care about my store. I said, I am pregnant. I have 6 days worth of supplies left. All he worried about, your insurance. I didn't ask that. I said, how much is the prescription? I'm coming to pick it up. And so, when I was on the phone with him, he's like, we don't have coupons. And I just want you to know, we don't have no coupons, no discounts. This is how much it costs. And I said, okay, cool. I didn't even ask. Just getting on my nerves, right? Anyway, continuing. I'm driving to go pick up my prescription. And my mom was on the phone with me. She's like, I want you to give God, praise, and I want you to worship him as you go pick up your prescription. Because guess what? In one trade, it paid for my health supplies. So I actually went there. I'm like, it's cool. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna pay it with the stock money, because that's what I'm gonna do anyway. I pay everything. Things that are like a pickle, that are what I will say is expenses that come up where I'm like unaware of it coming up. Emergencies. Y'all know the last emergency that I had, I paid it from the stock market, right? Anything that pops up, I'm going to pay it with the stock market money, right? So I go, he says, yeah, it was $1,160 or whatever. As soon as he rung me up, it ended up being, I think it was like 906 or 9 something. I don't know how much it was, but I'm gonna put it on the screen. And so what I did was I took my card, debit card, swipe, paid for my medical supplies, and then the next day was Monday. It was Money Making Monday, and this is how much I made the next day. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I can't remember exactly how much it was because I did not check before I filmed this video. But the fact that I swiped my card and then the next day I traded in the market and I made $900, literally made it right back. Yeah. My mom was like, Paris, I told you this was gonna get us out. Cause that's what she kept saying when I first started trading. It's gonna get us out, it's gonna get us out, it's gonna get us out. And boy, as frustrating as that wasn't the only thing that I had to pay out of pocket, by the way. I also had to pay for my CGM. Those who are diabetics, y'all know what that is, the transmitter, and that thing came up to $768. I said, hold on one second, sir. I went right on, logged into that E-Trade. Yeah, logged into that E-Trade. Now, when you transfer your money out, it take 1 day. But it's the fact that I didn't want to forget. It's the fact that I go in there and I go to transfer that money out. Transfer that money out. But, yeah, y'all, it was so frustrating. And when I say I felt so grateful, I was literally at the pharmacy just sitting there, and I was just thinking about all the times where I've been through this before. I've been through this before. A couple years back, before I was trading in the stock market, my insurance had dropped me then. And when they dropped me back then, probably like 2018, I had expired insulin that I was using. I was using expired insulin. I told one of my friends that's also a type 1 diabetic, if she could send me some of her supplies just to keep me good for a little bit, then I'll figure it out. But I had no money. I couldn't afford my insulin. I couldn't afford my supplies. And she actually contacted her doctor, and her doctor gave her like 3-month supplies for 1 month. 1 month worth, picking up 3-month supply worth. Just so that she can send her supplies to me. Literally shipped it in the mail because we don't live in the same state. And I was just like, dang, like I would never forget that. I would never forget when I had that expired insulin flowing through my veins because I had no money. I could not afford it. And the fact that this time around, my story is different. This time around, yeah, I'm pissed off. How you gonna drop a pregnant woman with a chronic disease from health insurance? All this medication, my insulin is up, the supplies then ramped up, all these daggone hospital visits, all of these other outpatient visits, and you gonna drop me? Oh yeah, I'm pissed off. But I always say, if you have a financial education, you got that stock trading in your back pocket, life just gets a little bit easier. A part of my stress was not financial, okay? It wasn't financial. It was just the whole idea of what, the whole insurance thing. And so I had a little moment. I had a little moment. I was just staring at the pharmacy, like the pickup line, and I was just like, wow, like the tables have turned. I am in a whole different position right now. Like I'm literally grateful that I could just give them my debit card and we can swipe that thing and I can get my 1 month supply, but I actually told him to add an extra box. I said add an extra box because you just don't have to know. I'm a little scared now. This whole insurance thing. I told him to add an extra box, so I had a little box on the side. But anyway, how grateful I felt thinking about all the other people that could be in my shoes right now. Like, there's a lot of people out here that can't really afford medical care, health insurance, prescriptions. And it's just like, we have the stock market right here. I mean, all we gotta do is just understand, understand the strategy and all of that stuff. So every single time something like this happens, I get a whole burst of motivation, a whole burst of inspiration to just teach my people. And so all of my current students, my past students, my future students, and those who just stumble across this video, I want you to know that there is indeed something that you could do to make life in the financial area of your life a little bit easier. What I like to preach from the rooftop is that there's no reason for any of us to live in lack. And I say this all the time because the fact that the strategy that I trade is so simple. The strategy that I trade, I mean, even a beginner who knows absolutely nothing can pick it up and start trading and making an income from it. My student last Monday told me her first month she made $14,000. Could you imagine what that would do for you? Now, I don't know how much she started with, by the way. I have no idea how much she started with. And I'm pretty sure my students probably asked her, like, how much you start with? What stock is it? But I wasn't looking at the chat because I was running around praising the Lord. I literally stood up from my desk and started running around. If y'all came to coaching, y'all know what I'm talking about. Giving the Lord praise, because that is amazing. So I'm just thinking, like, oh my God, just understanding, just having something in your back pocket in case anything happens is the move. You can still work your 9 to 5. You can still do all the things that you do. Ain't nobody telling you to quit your job like I quit mine. I had to go, though. Nobody's telling you to quit your job. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is to build up something where if anything happens, you can fall back on. You all right. Now, why is man staying here? He getting on my nerves. I need him to go on and walk up a little bit. Getting on my nerves. I'm about to go out there too and start walking. But anyway, I'm just so grateful. I am so grateful, especially right now in this season that I am in. I'm just grateful. Okay, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I listened to my mama, because at first I thought my mama, she was smoking something. Okay, I said, what you talking about? You want me to learn the stock market? I'm like, don't you know I have a learning disability? I struggle to learn, and you want me to learn this? And the fact that I just remove all of the distractions, I said, I'm going to do it. My mama said this is going to get us out. And if she can see it, then I can see it. I'm going to have to borrow my mama's faith real quick, but we're going to faith this thing out. And so every single day I dove my head deep in those books, searching on the internet, just trying to learn, what is a stock? What is the stock market? Like, how did it start? What is it? And I just went from there. And then eventually I found the strategy. I wasn't going to read no charts, sit there and try to, please, Father God, please hit my target. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I want to know how much I'm making before I submit the trade. That's my type of thing. That's my type of trading. Something that's low risk. I'm cool with purchasing the stock first and then trading against it. I'm cool with that. Low risk. That's what I like. And so I'm just grateful that I put all of my distractions to the side. I honed in, I focused, and I did some things that had me a little uncomfortable for a season. Yeah, I took a trip to New York City because I was in these classes, because I mean, the stock market, the heart of the stock market is New York. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should go to New York and learn. So I did. I went to a couple classes in New York, and just being surrounded by others that think like me, that want to accomplish the same thing like me, that was uncomfortable. Yeah, I worked a third job in a daggone restaurant. My mom told me to never work at a restaurant. She told me to work in my career. My mama was interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. But I went and got me a job at a restaurant, and I was shining wine glasses at an upscale restaurant in Washington, D.C. And I put every check into the market because I said I'm leaving my job. And then when I left my job, the rest is history. And so it really gave me like a renewed motivation, renewed inspiration to just show up for my students, teach my butt off. And if I can help one person from my YouTube videos, that is all I care about. I don't care about nobody else. Some people have a terrible mindset where they think everything is too good to be true. But I'm literally like you don't even have to take my word for it. You can literally take the strategy cover calls and do your own research. If one person understands the strategy or know like what I'm trading and do your own research, I don't even care. If one person comes to my video and they say, oh, the strategy is cover call, let me do some research, I am very grateful and happy. That's all that matters to me.